Hello and welcome into the Founders Club. I'm your club president, Jeff Gerred, and this is the show where we learn some things from people who have founded brands, and we want to be inspired and we want to learn something new. So today we have got a hot one, okay, pun fully intended. We've got Brandon Swear from The Swear Word, and let's just get right into it this morning. Welcome to the Founders Club. This is the best club in town, okay? I'm just going to come right out and say it. I'm just going to come out with the not-so-humble brag, okay? This is the place to be. If you are an entrepreneur, if you are a brand builder, if you are thinking about, should I start that side gig? This is the club for you. This is your people, okay? These are people in the club. We're going to meet one today who have started a brand, who are building something, who are putting in that hustle, doing all that good stuff to make their kind of dreams into a reality. And the guy that we're talking to today is doing just that. His name is Brandon Swear. He has a show called The Swear Word. So we're going to get all into that and talk about it. Stick around to the end because, guys, we have a giveaway from one of our founders who have already been on the show. Said, hey, I've got a fun giveaway. It's a good look, and it helps us support the cause. Cost you absolutely nothing. So come on in, settle in, and let's bring our guest on. Again, this guy has, when I say he has the hottest new podcast in the game, I literally mean he has the hottest new podcast. His thing is called The Swear Word. Let's bring him in here, and he can tell us about it himself. Oh, Brandon Swear, hold on, let me get you hooked up here. Oh, we got to get our guest in. There he is. Oh, that's the look. There we go.
How's it going? Glad to be on here.
Yes, sir, dude. I'm so glad you could be here. Man, okay, tell us what the swear word is. Give us, what does that mean?
Yeah. So the Swear Word is a place that you can go. It's by the Chili Head community, for the Chili Head community, but it's not just exclusive.
What is a Chili Head?
Hey,
start us. I don't know nothing.
Yeah. All right. If you've ever eaten something hot, whether that be a jalapeno, maybe it's a hot fry, right? And you're like, okay, man, I like that. Okay, I like this.
Yes,
sir. So
then
you start on your journey and you're walking down that path and you're trying to figure out, is there anything else that I like spicy? And then maybe you start getting some spice on your tacos, or maybe you go ramp up your pizza. That's the steps into it.
Oh, okay. It's a slippery slope kind of situation.
Yeah.
You have a little Tabasco. And you say, I hope this doesn't awaken anything in me.
Oh, yeah.
And the next thing you know, you're full on into the deep end.
Yep. That's the beauty of it, too, because with this community, it starts there, but you have so many people that span it, whether that be first-time sauce makers grinding it out and making their stake in the overall community, or the ones that have made it. They've literally won the trophies, and they're coasting through retirement. Whatever that retirement may look like for them.
Okay. So what do you guys do on The Swear Word? I've heard a lot about your podcast. So full disclosure for anyone that doesn't know, we're on the same podcast network. Podvision.io produces both of our we're both live shows. So that's wild.
Yeah. No, it's real fun being a live aspect, seeing the overall engagement from those that are watching, participating, whether that be so structure-wise for our show. We're not fully guest dependent, but we do typically have a guest on there because it's always fun to learn from, hear from, and grow from understanding someone else's journey, right? Quite like what you're doing here. You like bringing on people that are on the business mindset and grinding it out on their end. With that, we also we have some fun games in there that not only does the guest get to play, but the audience gets to get engaged. And that's where the real fun happens, it feels, because you see all these varying answers just firing off through there. And next thing, it becomes a fun yet heated conversation in the chat.
Yeah, from the community. And they come in and have a place to jump in there and really start going back and forth. And so I've been there front row for these shows. I'm a subscriber. Okay. I'm there for it. And so I've seen all the conversations and a lot of stuff they're talking about. I'm not real familiar with, the full scope of what they're saying, but just the energy they bring and all that kind of stuff. I will say it has been an interesting community from an outsider's perspective, or a newbie, let's just say, perspective. Just that group of folks just welcoming me in and just be like, "Oh, hey, jump in here, welcome to the community." And it's a cool group. It's a wild group. They out there, there's a wild bunch, but they're super nice, super welcoming. So I couldn't be pretty excited about jumping into their world.
Yeah. I mean, it's to say something about the whole idea of once you ride that capsaicin wave, you form a bond. Yeah. There's product reviews and so on as well that takes on in the show.
All right. So, again, being a newbie, what is a capsaicin wave? I don't even know if I said that right.
Yeah, no, you got it. I guess at the very fundamental level, we'll put it that way, because there's many different types of capsaicinoids. So what gives the overall pepper its heat is the capsaicin. It's a lot of people definitely that don't fully understand the spicy world, if you will. They always think it's all the heat is trapped in the seeds. There's zero heat in the seeds. There may be some oils that coat the outside of the seed, but the majority of the heat is in that pepper flesh. It's on the sidewalls. Whenever you get into the hotter peppers, you'll literally see puddles of capsaicin in there.
Okay. So capsaicin is a thing. It's like a thing that's in the pepper that makes it hot.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a part of the makeup. Yeah. And as I said, with the hotter ones, as you start to get up into those super and ultra hots, that's where you start to notice that the membrane, we'll leave it at membrane. So like the part that holds all the seeds would be the membrane, but with a really hot pepper, it actually lines the side walls as well.
Okay.
Which is what causes those to be quite a bit hotter than what you're seeing here. Like with these are going to be on the lower heat side, because you can see this. Let's go with the one in the top left.
This one here?
Yeah. Yep. Right there where it says the placenta, that's the same thing as the membrane. People, like, technical term is what it is. But on the spicier peppers, what you'll see is it'll actually coat that red liner that's on the inside. It'll coat that whole thing, and it'll give it, oftentimes it'll be an off-white color. Sometimes it's just a straight white, dependent on the exterior of the pepper.
Okay, so we're going to pepper school. Folks, if you're just joining us, this is the Founders Club Live. I'm your club president, Jeff Gerred. Our guest club member today is Brandon Swear. He's got the hottest new podcast out. They're just getting started with their show, but it's called The Swear Word, and they cover everything from the world of hot. Okay, so if it's a spicy, super hot, if you've seen these food challenges, one chip challenge, you've seen different kind of all that good stuff, that's the world of The Swear Word. So we're welcoming them in. All right, so Brandon, let me go back here. We're getting ahead of ourselves just a little bit. I'm going to ask you some questions here. So I always like to start off with all of our guests. Okay, they all come from their own unique world, right? And when we get introduced into these worlds, we don't know what we don't know. So everything's new to us. Okay, so when we talk about the world of the chili heads, okay, we don't know, what we don't know. So tell us, what would we be surprised to know about that chili head life?
Yeah, interesting study came out not too long ago that showed that if you enjoy spicy foods, there has been enough of a correlation to identify that you are also a adrenaline junkie. So you're a thrill seeker. And it makes sense because
that makes sense.
The capsaicin will end up, when you get to a certain point, it'll kick in your endorphins and it'll give you an endorphin dump. Very similar to, say, someone that was just skydiving or something.
Wow. Okay. No, that checks out. That makes sense. You want more. Whatever it is, you want more. Okay. All right. That's good. I like that. So tell me, from someone who does these super intense food, like the challenges and stuff, that's what people see. They see like the one chip challenge and these different kind of, if you've watched, some people have seen Man versus Food on Food Network or whatever channel that comes on. And he does these, he goes into some places it's like a quantity thing. Eat this gigantic burger or whatever, so much of something. But then other things are like spicy. So you got to eat some. Yep. So there's all these food challenges out there around the spice world. Is this something that you participate in? If you have, which is the number one that kicked your backside the most?
Yeah, here I'll give a two-part to that. Product-wise that you can buy and have sent to you, the one that rocked me the hardest was the Tube of Terror, version 1.
Tube of
There's
Terror.
yeah, it's
Okay.
from Chase the Heat,
Okay.
and yeah, that tube that brought me to a whole nother level. It was tasty going down, but yeah, it completed the challenge, did everything I needed to, but that next 4, arguably 5 hours, it let me know it was there.
Okay, so we got, is this the Tube of
Yep.
Challenge? Is this the Tube of Terror
That's
right
it.
here?
That
Johnny
is it.
Scoville's. Okay,
Yep.
now I know the word Scoville from the Scoville scale. That's like how hot something is or how hot a pepper is.
Yep.
Okay, so Johnny Scoville's kind of claimed that term. And
There-
so
there's quite a few
what
people
is
that
it? What
use
is the
that.
thing you're eating? Is it a pepper or is it something else?
So in this, there's Virginia extra large peanuts. They are rather big peanuts in there. There's probably about, if I remember correctly, about 28 to 30 nuts in there, depending on the overall size. But it's weighed out. It's a total weight.
Okay.
But what they'll do is they take these and they coat them in a slew of different peppers. I can't remember them all. I want to say there's 6 or 7. But they'll do that. And then to add icing on the cake, they take capsaicin crystals, which ends up looking like rock salt on the outside of these peanuts. And kudos to them for nailing a phenomenal tasting product, because typically whenever you use cap crystals, it's not the greatest taste. It doesn't really have a taste per se, but it's just so much over the top that you lose the flavor, if you will. They did a phenomenal job at putting enough pepper powder on there to not wash that out.
Okay, so they're peanuts.
Yep.
That are just insane.
Oh yeah.
And that's it. It's in the Tube of Terror is not an overstatement. It is actually terrible.
It is a Tube of Terror. Yes. Locally though, there's a pretty good place that used to be in downtown Fort Worth. Now I think they only have one in Dallas called Oni Ramen, and they have a challenge bowl. And I used to go in there pretty often and get them to spike it 4 times hotter than their normal challenge bowl.
Wow,
and
hardcore.
And then I'd bring my own stuff. It was good.
There is a place also in Fort Worth. So we're both of us are in Fort Worth for the internet community watching all over the world. So there is a place. It's a hot chicken place. I'm going to forget the name of it right now. But they actually made me sign. So I ordered. So they have like their normal scale, like 1 to 5 or whatever. Then they have the one that's out here. That's if you want to try like the challenge kind of level. But they actually made me sign a contract to participate. And I had to sign it twice. One they kept and then one they gave to me. And yeah, it was legit. They were actually pretty hot. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm definitely not on your level with some of the things I eat, but I like to go with the heat, and they had it cranked up.
Oh yeah.
All right, so let me ask you this. Okay, spicy food dinner party. Okay, you get 4 guests. It's a Mount Rushmore. It doesn't have to be someone from the world of spice, although it could be. But if you're setting the spicy food dinner menu and guest list, what does it look like?
Okay, excluding my immediate favorite, who I think anyone and everyone that's a believer would love to have sit down and lunch with Jesus, but excluding him from this list, because obviously there'd be no one else could talk. I would
That's
just
God mode,
tell me at
actual
all. Yeah.
God mode. Okay.
Yeah. So excluding him, I think I'll do 2 that I think would be fun, just because of their personalities and their knowledge base. So let's go with Elon Musk, because I definitely would be interested to figure out just some more things that make him tick, because he's always got some interesting off the wall stuff.
100%. Spoiler alert for we have a segment coming up called Hot or Not with Brandon Swear. And so that's a teaser for that, because he may make an appearance in Hot or Not. So here we go.
Yep.
Okay, so you got Elon. Who else you bringing to the party?
Yeah, I think this one's pretty easy for me, just because I enjoy all of his movies. I think he's hilarious. Okay. Ryan Reynolds.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Not everyone's typical go-to, but I definitely like his stuff. He did have a very sudden acting shift. It felt like he went from being stuck into one hold to now I feel like he's more himself.
Yes, yeah, he has that sarcastic kind of thing going. And okay,
yep.
Okay, all right. Who else we bringing?
Man, excluding Let's go. I'm gonna add one chili head to the table, but I'll
do it.
save him for last. Let's go with Carroll Shelby. I would like to have Carroll Shelby
Oh,
there.
okay. Yes. Okay. I have a Mustang. I have a 1966 Mustang sitting in the garage, so I can certainly appreciate that. It's not a Shelby edition, but certainly much respect for him. Actually, my favorite car of all time, okay, is 68 Fastback, but
Very nice.
not the Shelby. So I love the Shelby because I specifically love like the back end of it, of the factory one, and I like the way that trim package works. But we're getting real nerdy about cars here. But the Shelby one does look good, but the factory one I think looks better. But no shade to Shelby, he was awesome in the man. And what did you think about the movie with Matt Damon that came out not too long ago?
Oh, I think it's phenomenal. I took my son to go see it, and we both got to nerd out a little bit on it. I also have a Mustang. It was the very first car that I ever got. Still have it to this day. Oddly enough, I was on the initial look for a 68 coupe whenever I was on the car hunt. Like I said, it was my very first car, so that's what I thought I wanted. It just happened to be every 68 Mustang coupe that I found had tons of rust, which is, once again, to be expected. But I found a 67 coupe that was in very good condition, just needed a lot of restoring, and scooped that up. And it's been there ever since.
So this is if you don't know every single Mustang that was ever made in the 60s. So this is the 68 Fastback, which means it has like this kind of this look right here versus the coupe. And then this is that trim package I just absolutely love on the 68. And actually here's the Shelby. It looks like this. So the Shelby looks great too, but I just love that factory one, that little trim there, everything. It's the best looking back end of a vehicle that American made, or foreign or domestic, in my opinion. Obviously, that's just how I feel about it. I just think it's a great look, just amazing. But the Shelby's great too. Okay, that's an eclectic group of men. That's a manly. It's a manly group. We're flying to space. We're racing cars as fast as possible. We're eating the hot stuff. We do have one Canadian in the group. Actually, you have an international group because Elon, isn't he from South Africa?
Yeah,
and so you got a South African, you got a Canadian, you got an American, and then who's our fourth player?
Then our fourth player would be Troy Primo, just because he's got tons of great stories. First of all, second of all, I know he would also enjoy a chance to chat with Elon and talk about some pretty off the cuff things. Just Elon as Elon. So plus he brings the heat. He's a legend out there doing his thing. So would be honored to sit down and have that lunch with him, or dinner party. Okay,
so what's the dish? What are you feeding everybody?
I think I'm going to have to defer to Troy on that one. With him being from Louisiana, get a nice Cajun Creole dish going on, something like that. I think that would be the go-to. I do love some Cajun food, so can't go wrong with that.
Is one of these guys Troy?
Yep, Troy is in the black shirt.
This guy right here. Okay.
There you go.
That's the man himself.
Yep. Okay. That's an interesting photo because you mentioned the food challenges on the show. Yeah. And that was actually they went out to a ramen restaurant that is actually not sponsoring. They were hosting an event where they have a challenge bowl. I don't know if it's still going, but hey, if they are, that's one place I have yet to check off my list of spots to eat because they make a Primo bowl. No, this is in Louisiana.
Oh, Louisiana. Okay, that's a hot city.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. There we go. So now we know who's who on that. All right, I got one more.
Okay.
Actually, no, we're good. Okay, so that was the thing I want to know about is what you guys were going to eat, but that you're deferring to the guest on what to do there. So that's why they're a specialist. All right. Okay, so that's 3 questions with Brandon. So now here's the deal. I'm still on a page out of your playbook. Okay. Mm-hmm. And for our next segment, we're going to do hot or not. Now, you call it burning choices. We're going to call it hot or not. So here we go. It's time for hot or not. There we go. We pulled the page right out of the swear word. We put it in here in the Founders Club. Hey, if you're new with us and you're just joining us, this is the Founders Club. I'm your club president, Jeff Gerred, and with us, our special guest club member today is Brandon Swear from the Swear Word on YouTube, on all kind of podcast platforms. He has the hottest new podcast, and they talk about everything from the world of spicy foods, hot takes, and the spicy foods, all that good stuff. So we're going to test your hot takes here, okay, in this segment called Hot or Not. This is the Brandon Swear edition, okay? So this is your choice, okay? Someone's going to get the hot, and someone's going to get the not. And I feel like I've already got a little spoiler for this first round because it's Elon versus Bezos. Who gets the hot and who gets the not?
Elon, right off the rip.
Okay, so Elon is the hot, and that means that Bezos, he gets the not.
Yeah.
Right, so why Elon over Bezos?
And that's no shade to Bezos because he started out with a bookstore essentially, and then turned it into this monstrous company that it is now. I don't know. I think just the level of creativity, the constant drive to want to learn new things. Plus, you see more often and hear of more often, I should say, Elon doing just stuff you would expect your average person to do. It's not like he's always going to these very exclusive parties and events. No, I've heard him on Rogan talking about whether that be playing video games or hanging out, or he shows photos of him and his kids having fun. All those things matter.
Yeah, so you've got the Elon on Rogan. You mean this guy right here?
That crazy guy, yep.
Yeah, that's him. All right, okay. So, yeah, I'm with you. You mentioned him for your dinner party, so I figured that was an easy one. Okay, all right, let's step it up here. We got Apple versus Android. We got an iPhone or Android. Which one's hot and which one's not?
And I'm going straight with Apple on this one.
Okay,
I've owned an iPhone since they came out. I think I got it 2 months after it released, and I haven't switched since.
Yeah, it's certainly one of those things where, when you have the group chat, it's really it's all about that group chat, the green bubble. If you're out there and you're on Android, hey, we love you and stuff, but we love you from afar. If you're a green bubble, you really get disqualified for certain conversations. Like even in my family, we've got the iPhone thread where we can share high quality photos and videos, and then we gotta go. We got like 2 people in the whole family that use Android. I'm from a big family, and there's only 2 people that use Android. It's like my dad and one of my sister-in-laws, and they just ruin everything. We've got to.
That's funny. I think I got 2 in my family as well, and we do the very similar thing.
There's always got to be at least one ruining the party, so that's fine. We see you, Android people. Podcast or ebook?
Let's go with podcast on this one.
Okay. Yeah, you had to choose podcast.
I was stuck on that one.
Oh,
I did say that I will say that I did used to read a lot of ebooks beforehand, and that was my preferred way. And then I went down the Audible route, and then the podcast route. So then I just stopped looking at it unless I had a physical book. And most books that I found super intriguing, I would buy a physical copy.
Okay, all right, but you go podcast. You go podcast these days. You're in the podcast world. All right, tell me, hot or not? You going Born or you going Bond? You a Bond guy or a Born guy?
I'm gonna have to give this to Bond.
Oh, you're giving Bond the hot. Okay.
Yeah, it took me forever to actually bring myself to watch the whole Jason Bourne series, and I don't know, for some reason it just never called to me, and so I stayed away from it for many years.
Yeah, you're playing the classics.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to beat it. It's hard to beat it. All right, so tell me, Kanye or Taylor?
Okay, easy for me at least.
Easy. Okay,
Once again, yeah, I'm gonna go with Kanye on this one because while he may not always have the most accurate things, at least he's willing to talk his mind, and that's huge. Say it how it is, and live it.
Yeah, his mind is crazy. He's crazy, but the thing is, he's always been crazy. So people like on the newest version of his crazy, they're more very offended and so forth. But he's always been that guy. I don't know why it's just news to you. And as a Christian person, he started doing like Christian music, right? Mm-hmm. And some people I know were like, oh, they were all in. And I was like, okay, cool, but be careful. Don't go too hard because this guy's crazy, and then he's gonna make you look. He's gonna do some stuff that you don't agree with. And then if you're all in, you're gonna look a fool going
Absolutely.
down the Kanye road without just qualifying exactly, just playing it a little safe. But and sure enough, he goes off and goes nuts and the whole thing. But okay, so that's personality wise. What about music wise? Whose music you rocking? Oh, Taylor's got some bops. Taylor's got some jams. My daughter is a total Swiftie. She's got mom pulled into it, so mom is there as well. And matter of fact, and it extends out because it's the Swift effect, right? Because okay, she is who she is, and the people love her; they go nuts. And then she starts dating a guy who's a football player. So now his football team is the Chiefs. They're like, okay, so now people are watching Chiefs games. And my wife and my daughter are like watching Chiefs games, and they're not even watching Cowboys games. They're just like, it's ridiculous. And so she's got the football people coming now, and then it goes, okay, so this into our world, right? So we're in podcast. Yep. Now, because her boyfriend is also a podcaster, so now my wife, who never listened to podcasts before, she doesn't. She's watching the Kelsey New Lows or whatever it's called. It's with the Kelsey boys. Now she's watching that. She's listening to that podcast / watching that podcast. So it's insulting. I don't really know how to feel. I do know how to feel about it. Okay, I'm not gonna. It's tough. It's really tough to just come to grips with exactly what's happening here, just in the Gerred household alone. And I know others feel the same way. So for that reason, I'm with you. I'm going Kanye all day, music, everything. But Taylor, I do have to full respect to Taylor Swift because she is a mogul. She's bad to the bone. They call her the industry, and she's a formidable opponent. That's for sure. For Kanye,
she knows how to make a catchy song. So
she does. All right. So let me ask you this: you going Walmart or Target?
Man, I keep sliding to the left on this. All right. I honestly, if I had a choice between this or nothing, I would say nothing. But if I had to pick between these two, it would be Target.
Okay, so you're going Target. Yeah, we were big Target people, and we had to switch. We really didn't switch. We just stopped going to Target because there's so much nonsense there politically. And I'm not one of those people that's always big about that, but they just started going off the deep end, and we're like, all right, we're going to take a break from the Target until they figure out what they're doing with all this nonsensical stuff. But Walmart is interesting. Let's say, are you familiar with the People of Walmart blog?
Oh, yeah.
That's always fun.
The slew of photos, many years of just like looking at these and sheer amazement.
I feel like when I'm at Target, when I'm at Walmart, like I should never be the best looking person in a place this big. That's what I think. You know what I'm saying? When I'm in Target, like I'm like the 19th best looking person, but I'm at Walmart, I'm like the George Clooney of Walmart. Okay, like I'm walking around Walmart feeling good. If you want to feel good about your life, you just go to Walmart, start walking around, and be like, man, I feel that's a terrible thing to say out loud. We're on the Founders Club. We're laying it out. All right, here we go. LeBron or
Jordan? I'm not about the LeBron life. I think he had to jump too many teams to get those rings. Okay. I know a lot of people like LeBron, but I grew up watching Michael.
Okay. I feel like it definitely is an age thing for sure. That's like the first dividing point. But yes, who you grew up watching. In the pro LeBron side is he's putting on a great case now, like even this season, because he's so old by basketball, professional sports standards, not like real life standards, but to be playing at the high level he's playing, he is pretty advanced age and he's still doing it at a high level. So the pro LeBron people will have that over Jordan's much shorter career. But when you just go peak of the performance, Jordan could play both ways. He had the defense to go with the offense.
Jordan didn't just stop with basketball though. Jordan was a well-versed player.
Yeah, he had a short baseball career, if you want to call it that. So, okay. All right. So we're going MJ. Okay. Beatles or Stones?
Man, I think I would go with the Beatles on this one. Okay. I grew up listening a lot more to the Beatles than Stones.
Yeah. You can't go wrong either way.
Yeah.
I feel it's hard to say. The Stones just had a new album come out.
Yeah. I haven't checked that out. I'll have to check it out. But number 9, definitely from the Beatles. It was always just one of those songs that just sheer chaos, but it spoke to me. I don't know.
Okay. But no, you can't go wrong. And they did so much we're talking about time frames with LeBron and Michael. This is a similar type thing where the Stones have had a longer run, but the Beatles had that short run, really. If you take a look at like their first album to their last album, it wasn't that long, but they did just amazing things in a relatively short time frame. All right, TikTok or Instagram?
All right. Finally, we get to go to the right. All right, Instagram on this one.
Okay, you're going with the gram.
I'm just now trying to figure out this whole navigate the waters of TikTok. We'll put it that way.
Yeah, Chinese spyware versus good old
Yeah.
American spyware.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Tupac or Biggie?
Oh, Tupac all the way.
Yeah, me too. It becomes just like a West Coast, East Coast kind of question at a certain point.
Yeah.
But man,
Both
Biggie's
make
got
great
some
music,
jams
though.
too. Yeah, Biggie's got some jams too. But I guess I'm with you. I'm going Pac on that. All right, we're going to go Jesus versus Satan, God versus the devil, good versus evil.
I love this photo.
This is just great. Yeah, JC with the crossover moves, breaking ankles.
Yep.
What do
Got to
you
go with Jesus.
Okay, that's the no-brainer. So this is opposite though, as far as the heat on the fire and so forth. But okay, yeah, you got to go with the Lord and Savior on that one for sure, 100%.
Yep.
That's an easy one. That's a slam dunk. Here we go. President Biden versus President Trump. Okay, I know you got those political opinions.
Yep.
Okay, here we go.
Yep.
Here's your forum.
I think this answer will be huge. Let's go with Trump.
Huge, bigly. The orange man gets the orange flame. There he is.
Yep.
And then the older man gets the ice. Okay, bold prediction.
He needs that ice to stay alive.
We're cryogenically frozen. What are we getting on the next round of the next election? Are we going to see Trump get the nom? And is Biden going to go again? Let's go. Political.
I think Trump will be back. There's no way Biden's coming back from this. Let's be real. They're just now trying to bring down the gas price to make it to where hopefully people don't pay attention to the last 3.5 or 3 years, whatever. So,
I noticed that. And I'm like, okay, we're moving closer to election because those gas prices, they be dropping.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So you're Trump all the way. Huge and bigly. Yep. All right. And the final question. Okay. This is the last hot or not with Brandon Swear. Are you going with the hot one or the swear word?
Oh, man. No questions asked.
Oh, okay.
This is going to be the swear word.
Oh, the swear word gets the hot, and the hot ones gets the not. Okay.
You got the community versus the people that want to watch the celebrities.
The casual.
Not bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great show. I love Hot Ones. It is a great show. Sean Evans is a great host. They always ask really interesting questions, and it's a great format. But it's not the chili head thing. It's hot stuff. It's one of those things where you don't think about it until like I start watching the swear word and realize there's a whole community of people. It's like all those sauces, like in front of Sean right here. All of these sauces are like hot sauces, are hotter than what people usually put on their eggs in the morning, a Tabasco or something. These are way hotter than that. And so these are real sauces that think about, like, people buy this. So there's customers for all these products that are in front of him. So it's okay. Yeah, of course there's got to be people that are insane that love to go hard in the paint.
Yeah, and just to give some perspective for those that are watching and may not know this, really, as far as the actual hot sauces that he features on there, it's typically 8 and 9 that are like the ones that are going to bring the heat the hardest, if you will, which it's great. They got their own sauce line, so they're doing their thing. Obviously, they're going to plug their sauces in there. But yeah, the turning point, the tipping point for those that have never seen the show is when typically people hit sauce number 8.
That's the one. That's the one. All right, cool. This has been the hot or not. This has been the, what do we call it? The burning choices for Brandon Swear. All right, now we turn it to serious business. So in serious business, we're going to talk a little bit about podcasting here. So obviously we're both in the world of podcasting, new to the world of podcasting. We're both getting started, right? So this is a early journey conversation. So this isn't two old veterans. We're on our 100th show and we're here to tell you what's what. This is from two guys in a similar situation early in the run, fully committed to making it happen and just putting in the work and getting the guests and putting the shows together. Tell me, how did you decide to get started? Let's just start there. What made you want to do this, and what was the impetus to actually get started?
Yeah, there's been quite a few things over the years of the people that I've met. And I guess we'll start with the backdating to get to the tipping point. All the people that I've met, my own personal experiences with different products, and the wide array of sauces that I bought over the years, and other spicy products. Man, I'm a grower. I've always loved that avenue. And getting to meet some of these other people that are within the community at these festivals and so on and so forth, man, they just had these great stories. And it's always been such a welcoming community that it felt like the idea of giving an outlet for the community to show who they really are was definitely crucial. But the tipping point that got it going was a good nudge from a friend to get me in that next step. We had always been talking about it. Just it almost felt like it wasn't going to happen until that last little nudge, and that, hey, I'm loving the journey, and it's taken me some great places and meeting some great folks.
Yeah, for sure. No, sometimes you do need to have that other person in your life that kind of gets you going on something, be it a wife or significant other, a friend, someone in the industry, someone, a mentor or something. It's been different for different people, but just I find that for myself, it's like if you're just alone and trying to figure out, like trying to get the motivation, it's a thought like, oh, maybe I could do this. And hopefully, that's a shameless plug here for Founders Club. We want this to be a community for people who are in that situation where it's, man, I just want to be with some people that are trying to make things happen and building things. And so that's why I wanted to start this, because I know so many people like you and others that are doing their thing and chasing their dream and making things happen and just doing it, putting in the work to make it happen. And so we want that to be our mission here in Founders Club. So again, if you're new around here, we're going to bring on interesting people each week, every Tuesday at noon, if you want to be involved in the live program. But of course, catch us anytime on all the podcast platforms. Today, we are talking to Brandon Swear. He has a new podcast called The Swear Word. They talk about everything from the world of the spice, the hot takes, the spicy foods, all that good stuff. So we're talking about what kind of got him started in the podcast. How many episodes in, and what has your experience been so far?
Yeah, huge learning curve just to get things going. Really, you don't understand what all goes into a podcast until you start trying to do a podcast.
Right.
Everything from the structure and so on. But we are now, this evening will be episode number 7.
Okay.
This will be the Christmas event. It's gonna be a great celebration. Shameless plug here.
Yeah, no, put the plug in. What's going to happen in the Christmas episode? Tell me.
Yeah. It's going to be the whole span of the show is going to be a trio of Hot or Not. So Hot or Not will be running the whole span. So it'll be product reviews from the Loco Coco Bomb that Zachary Goot makes.
Okay.
And the first one is going to be your basic entry hot chocolate, very minimal heat. Anyone can enjoy it, pick it up and enjoy it. The middle is going to be hot. It's definitely going to be hot, even if you're someone like me that's been eating spicy food for a very long time. You're in it. That's still going to let you know that there's some heat there. Okay. And then the third one and final one is a challenge level. And that one's going to be the bell ringer. So we'll see how that one goes. But yeah, with that, then we're going to do some games. We're going to have some live interactive guests. Yeah, the guest is going to play, but also the audience is going to have their input on swinging the vote one way or another on some of these games.
Okay. No, man. Oh, man, that's exciting. No, now I'm all geeked up. I was already planning on watching. I'm there every episode, checking out the Swear Word. So that's why I want to have you on the show. I think your show is awesome. I think it's super fun. And again, it exposes newbies like me to a whole new world of the spicy food, but then also for the community. I see them in there every week, jumping in, having conversations. They're definitely got their inside jokes. They're definitely talking at a whole nother level with the experiences that they've had with each other and callbacks and all that kind of stuff. But I'm catching up as quick as possible. So super fun. I'm looking forward to the Christmas episode. So a couple more questions. We're going to wrap it up here pretty soon here with Brandon Swear, but I do want to know, where do you see this going? What's the end goal? What's the thing? Is this just for fun? Is it world domination? What's the end game?
It's definitely, I don't want to lose the fun aspect out of this, right? Because I feel like the fun nature is also what brings a lot of energy and life to the show. I want to keep that there, but the end goal is to shed light on the community in a positive way. Sure, I would love for this to be my full send, and I don't have any other things to worry about in life other than making sure that I deliver the best podcast available and also cover a lot of these events. having that flexibility to go out to different events, whether that be local or in different states, even if it had to go that route. So
Okay. Okay.
overall, I think some minor tweaks in categories could also benefit those that are coming in, and maybe there would be like an entry level talk, and it would be like, hey, not certain I know everything and what I need to do in order to increase my spice tolerance, or how do I grow in my own backyard better, and I could have subcategories of that. So that's the future thinking right there.
Okay. No, that's really cool. And again, obviously you're not there, but that's like a goal thing. But I know you've researched and you're learning a lot about this. We're both in the same boat where we're like, okay, now we're doing a podcast. What do we need to know about? There's all the things that you need to know about, like the technology and getting like online and getting started. Because there's definitely not, if you don't know, you think, okay, you flip on a mic, you start talking, and then I guess you upload it to Apple or Spotify or something. That's what you think, right? So then you get
Yeah.
into it, like, oh gosh, there's this, there's that, there's the other. And we don't want to talk anyone out of it. If you're thinking about doing it, it's super fun and worth all the effort you put into it, in my opinion. And then
Yep.
again, just having started out here. But tell me, as you've learned about, one thing I thought that's been kind of eye-opening to me is the business of podcasting and how like legit, like you mentioned, maybe in the future, an end goal will be about making this kind of like the main thing for you, like income wise. So obviously neither of us, our shows aren't really that far down the road, but talk about that just a little bit to someone that's like interested in podcasts, but they want to know, is there a monetary component to this that's actually viable? And do I need to be Joe Rogan or the Kelsey brothers to enjoy that level of success? Or what does it look like when you are a successful podcast, but not the biggest thing in the universe?
Yeah. There's really a few avenues that you can go down as far as whenever you're talking about turning a podcast into something that'll support you. The two main entry points are either you're selling a product yourself or you're selling someone else's product. The third one being you have loyal fan base that's going to support you and they want to see more great content from you, and you can build up that avenue. All are viable. All have different growth trajectories and everything that goes into it. To your point, though, the idea of getting started, you don't realize everything you need until you really start to peel back the layers. And it'll definitely, you'll get the bug. You'll start to go, oh, hey, this mic's nice, but this mic does a lot different features or what have,
The equipment
headset
game. Oh, yeah.
Then you start to go down
oh
that
my
path,
gosh.
and man, it's become so much fun. But at the same time, it's like, all right, now I got to be strategic, and I don't want to buy this one if I know I'm going to replace it with that one in a week span or something, right?
Yeah, it's a whole slippery slope again of just like getting into the equipment game and all that kind of stuff. But wow. Okay, man, I really appreciate you coming on today. I did want to show off something real quick. So hang out with me for 1 second because we're going to do a giveaway. And I know you were at this show the other day, so I want you to talk about it briefly here. So if you stuck with us here to the end, we have an awesome giveaway from one of our former Founders Club members. So let me bring that up here. Hold on 1 sec. All right, Founders Club giveaway. So, Brandon, I know you came out to the show that we had for the Blue Family Fund. We had a concert, and it was a great event. I know you came out to it. So, we had these T-shirts. I'm going to zoom in here. Look at this. So, it's the first responders. So, you can see they got the EMS, you got the fire, military, police, all that good stuff. But they had some of these shirts made up for the event, and they had a few left over. So, they said, hey, go on the show, and if you got people that are going to subscribe to the show and support the Founders Club, we want to support them as well. Send them country music and Blue Family Fun, a match made in Texas. We are going to give those away. Anyone who likes and subscribes to the show, share it with somebody, do all those things, and we're going to get a shirt in the mail on the way to you, absolutely for free. Country music and Blue Family Fun, so you can support both great causes. Do that. Don't hesitate, and let's just support Blue Family Fun, and let's get some cool free T-shirts. I will also tell you, this is not like one of those cheesy T-shirts that you don't want to wear. Like the shirt itself, like the quality of it's really nice. Like I've got one, and I actually got mine autographed by Trey Taylor, the guy who did the concert. But it's actually a great shirt. I've worn it several times since the concert because it's so comfortable. It's so nice. So this is a very high quality. It's good stuff. and supports the Blue Family Fund, just wearing it around and raising awareness. If you're not familiar with them, they give money to fallen police officers and first responders, to their families. So it's a great cause. And so that is the giveaway for the Founders Club. So like, subscribe, share. Brandon, dude, you have been awesome. Thank you so much for just opening our minds and our eyes to this whole new world of the super spicy hot food. We will be joining in the show. Oh, okay, I almost forgot. So now you are officially, by way of formalities here, okay? Mm-hmm. You are now officially inducted into the Founders Club. You're a club member, okay? One day we're gonna have a jacket, like a green jacket, Founders Club green or something. So welcome to the club. But I need to know, who else do you think we should consider nominating? Who would you like to nominate for consideration into the club?
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go back to my dinner party question there,
okay.
And I'm going to go with
Reynolds?
Troy Primo.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's get Ryan Reynolds on the phone.
Yeah, let's get Deadpool in here. No, Troy Primo. Okay, no.
Yeah.
Hey, if he's making the dinner party, then he's making the Founders Club. No, we'd love to talk to him, and that would be super cool just to learn even more. And so he's in the spicy world. What is his role?
Yeah, he had the record for world's hottest pepper. He has his own sauce line. Wife makes phenomenal jellies, spicy jellies as well. Farmer's Daughter jellies.
Okay,
and
so they've got
just a great guy. He's ex-rocker, so I guess he still rocks, but he used to be a part of a band, and they had a nice thing going there too. So definitely got some nice stories. Great guy, wholesome guy.
We got to get him on. All right. Okay. Yeah. Troy Primo, you have just been nominated for induction into the Founders Club. All right. Very cool. Brandon, tell us, where can people find you? How can they find the swear word? Where they need to go?
Yeah. YouTube is where we're primarily focusing on growing, and as well as Instagram. Those are the two big avenues. Both of those are _swear_. Yep. Super simple on both of those. Actually, I think Instagram made it to where you couldn't do that. So I think it's just the swear word, all one word.
No, that's cool. Okay, the swear word. So just look for the swear word. Look for this dude's face. There's probably like flames and fire and all that kind of good branding stuff for the swear word. I do love all that stuff that you guys do for your show, and it's definitely inspired us to do some of that stuff over here on the Founders Club. So thank you for your time, and I wish you guys all the best on the swear word, and looking for you to just take over that whole space.
Thanks for having me on.
All right, man. There he goes, Brandon Swear, the newest member of the Founders Club. Hey, if you're just joining us and you're jumping in late, we are a live show. We go live every Tuesday at noon. We want to talk to interesting people, and as the crowd is sending us out here, we come in here and we want to talk to people who have founded brands and started something, and just be inspired by them, learn something from them. Any ideas that they have that we can steal, we love them just giving us great info about that. So this is the Founders Club. Again, my name is Jeff Gerred. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next Tuesday at noon right here on the Founders Club.